All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and this week we're being featured by Wizards of the Coast. So that sponsorship's giving us a few packs to give away. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact. If you're live in chat, there's going to be random packs thrown into chat that you can just grab. If you have your arena pulled up, you have a chance at getting those. And if you're wanting to get in on the comment, the question I'm going to be asking tonight is do you think Feather is a real deck now with God's Willing? Is this a tier 1 deck? Do we have to fear this deck constantly? Hopefully that answer is yes, because this is the deck I've actually picked to climb the ladder with this season. So hopefully Feather is the deck that I hope that it is. It seems that on turn 4 we can pretty much get a Feather down and with God's Willing be able to protect it. God's Willing being one of the new cards from M20 to hit the Feather deck. We've also got Season's Growth. Now I'm not so big on Season's Growth. In some of my testing I keep getting flooded with the card, and even though it does draw me cards, I didn't really want that third copy, um, so I like Season's Growth, but I might have to do some testing and cut this card, or maybe even add some more of the card if I really think that I need it. The fourth copy may end up in the sideboard and bringing in against more control decks and things like that. But most of the time, I'm really just wanting God's Willing. Now, a piece of tech that I'm currently using, and I've brought it in from the sideboard, is Tocatli Honor Guard. Now, some people run some other cards in this slot. Some people don't run Tocatli Honor Guard in the 75. But I think where we're currently at with all the Enter the Battlefield triggers, people trying Yarok decks, people trying Elemental decks, and things like that, that we're currently in a good spot for Tocatli. I'm running into a lot of Wild Growth Walkers and things of that nature. And this is just a really good answer to those decks. I'm also not seeing as many Adanto Vanguard in all of the versions of Feather. I think that the card is great, and when we can recur, when we can recur God's Willing, that seems pretty good. Domri's Ambush is here as a 4 of. Domri's Ambush is absolutely phenomenal in this deck. You can put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. One of the cool things about Domri's Ambush is it can actually hit a planeswalker. Now, you don't get this with many of the other fight cards. Your creature doesn't receive damage in return, and you get a +1/1 counter. You can cast this as early as turn 3 on a card like 10th District Legionnaire, and it's really important to note that with the +1/1 counter that you can get off for Domri's Ambush, if you have a chance to cast it on a Dreadhorde Arcanist, then you can do some real power with that as well, being able to get back Domri's Ambushes and fight in combat. Pretty sweet. Other cool cards or tricky cards in the deck are Collision Colossus, being able to either shoot a huge flyer out of the sky or just being able to pump your Feather so that you can get in for 7 points of damage. Giving trample to something like a 10th District Legionnaire is great, because that's one of the things that can eventually clog up your 10th District Legionnaire. But if you ever really get to untap with Feather, the deck goes ham. It's a lot of fun being able to cast Reckless Rage every turn if you want to. Absolutely great. Domri's Ambush is a better Rabid Bite than Rabid Bite. Yes. It's a better Prey Upon. If you guys remember Prey Upon, I think Dramoka's command had something along these lines, like where you put a +1/1 counter and then you would fight. But that was an actual fight, and it couldn't hit planeswalkers. So Domri's Ambush is great. So, all right, let's. What did I do? Now it's an invalid deck. Why is it an invalid deck? Here we go. Stream Nightmare starts, ladies and gentlemen. The Stream Nightmare starts. Where is my Naya Feather deck? What did I take out of my Naya Feather deck? 59 cards. Oh, I accidentally took a God's Willing out. No, not that card. I didn't talk about the sideboard. I've got more Reckless Rage in the sideboard. I'm running Direfleet Daredevil because I think it's pretty important to be able to get back your opponents like lava coils and things of that nature. Gideon Blackblade pretty good here in the sideboard. I have really enjoyed Gideon, even if I'm just giving some lifelink to some of my creatures. And speaking of lifelink, like we've got Deafening Clarion that uses both sides of this card. Sometimes you just want to give lifelink and hit in with a huge 10th District Legionnaire. Other times you want to wipe the board, or you want to do both, right? Knight of Autumn. This is the slot that I'm having a problem with. Is these three cards? I was told that maybe I want to try the Leyline of Sanctity here, and that might be true. Maybe we want to put Leyline of Sanctity in place of Knight of Autumn and Shalai. I'm currently using Shalai to help stave off some of that direct damage from some of the red decks and things, but maybe Leyline of Sanctity is the proper call for that, and it would help get around the Grixis decks. It does really hose the Grixis decks, whereas the Grixis decks just kill a Shalai and move on. So maybe Leyline of Sanctity would be the way to go there, and we may end up trying that tonight if we do run into a lot of Thought Erasers or something. You play this deck all the time. You like this deck? Well, I'm hoping that we do well with it in best of three tonight. We had some fun with Yarick last night, but those games were so long and grindy. You think Leyline of Sanctity would be best? Well, after this game, maybe we'll bring it in instead of Shalai. So again, all right. So a lot of people are on the Leyline. Well, I mean that was some advice I was given when I showed the deck off before I started playing it. It was so that all coincides, right? Ooh, like we need to draw something else. I like having the four land, but we need to draw a feather. We can maybe get a kill spell out of him. Mm, I'm gonna keep and just hope that we draw. You think Mulligan? It's not a very aggressive hand, is it? You may be right on the Mull. I think that I want to cast Dreadhorde Arcanist onto almost like 90% of the time. Um, Either way. So at least I've got a lot of outs to make this hand aggressive. So four lands on the play is bad. Fair enough. Oh my goodness. And the hits start coming and they don't stop coming. Get in for one. All right. Well, if we draw something like a feather, the game's pretty much over. If we don't draw a feather, then the game's pretty much over. I don't know. I mean, 10th District Legionnaire would be really good right now. Got these, man. Do I fire one of these off for a scry? I don't think so. I think I take one more draw. Oh my goodness. Oh, chat. Bear with me here, chat. Enters tapped. I am going to fire it off for a scry. I don't know if I swing or not here, though. We'll just go protection from red. 10th District Legionnaire. Okay. All right. So I don't swing. I get my 10th District Legionnaire, and then we go from there. Man, if he plays, right, press F for respects. Your world's on fire. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh no, had to use it here. Yeah, we still want our Legionnaire. I mean, we can block some of the damage. And then we swing and make our Legionnaire bigger. We do that. Get some scry action going here. I don't want another one of those. don't want another land. Okay. I mean, we're not just dead yet. Temple Garden, go. That's the way I like it, and I'll never get bored. Yep. There goes something. Domri gonna fight. Yep. There goes our 10th district. Come on, Feather. Feather off the top would be great. Defiant Strike. Do I cast this first? I think I do. There she is. Ooh, hold on. Let's go white. White. Red. Cast Feather. Swing at Domri. Get back God's Willing. Cast God's Willing. I guess it doesn't really matter. Do not want to land. No. No, we do not. And we want this to be exiled by Feather, not by Dreadhorde Arcanist. Alright. So we got our God's Willing back. We have a Feather. This is not over. Rekindling Phoenix. It's close to over. Alright, so we're going to cast God's Willing on Feather. Calling Red. Defiant Strike. Do I want that? It draws a card. I think I want it. Cast that every turn for the next couple turns. Alright, so we'll block. Take 1 point. Get our God's Willing back. Alright, there's the Defiant Strike. I think I'm going to Defiant Strike here. Alright, so we draw a card. We're going to get back the other Defiant Strike. Draw another card. There we go. There's the Reckless Rage we're looking for. We'll exile that with Feather. We'll cast God's Willing here. Giving protection from red. Domri's Ambush, that's perfect. We'll keep that. We'll allow damage to happen. We'll kill the Phoenix. This is just cancel that. This is just too good. I almost got overzealous there. And we'll do the damage to Feather. Can't do the damage to Dreadhorde Arcanist because protection from red. Play land, pass turn. Get a million spells back. That's... What is good to play instead of... What? Tocatli Honor Guard? Some people are trying this guy, Gruul Spellbreaker in the deck. I don't know if I would play Gruul Spellbreaker in that spot. There's like a 3-card slot that's open, and most people are filling it with a creature, right? Because the deck, like if you don't have creatures, the deck is a little weak. Like you need creatures. Oh goodness, what's going on here? So do I... Like he can't swing. I mean, we're just gonna kill it if he swings, right? No, no, no. Protection is can't be targeted by red, can't be targeted by protection. A play protection from a color. A player or permanent with protection from a color can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything of that color. All right, so we're gonna go Reckless Rage on this, targeting our Dreadhorde Arcanist. Feather, feather triggers. I'm gonna go Defiant Strike and draw a card here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We knew it was there, but I forgot how good this deck is. Let's use a little bit more mana here. I'll Defiant Strike again. I mean, we'll get this one back next turn. We drew another Defiant Strike, so okay. So that's even more card draw. Like, do we even need to go this route? Possibly. Um, so we want to Reckless Rage here. Draw another card. Yeah, this is just sick. And then I want to. What do we have in the side? Like, we got nothing down here, right? Hmm. I guess we just Defiant Strike here and just start getting in. Just draw some cards. More land. I really just want to swing with Feather here, right? Like, how do I get big enough to beat that thing? I can't God's Willing and then ambush Feather, because ambush would be countered. We'll enter tap. I could play the other Seasoned Growth, but I can play that next turn. What are we getting rid of? Sun Petal Grove, one of our Defiant Strikes. Like, we can't hit the Gruul Spellbreaker. I don't have a good way of making it large enough to do much. There's a Nissa. Okay. Lands are colorless. Comes a 0/0 elemental. Doesn't give it a color. I mean, I think I still just Reckless Rage it. That's why you should be arching before drawing. What? Right, we need to scry down to a Zealot. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a problem dealing with this Gruul Spellbreaker. Like, I'm going to be taking 2 damage per turn from it for quite some time. I want another God's Willing just so that I can protect both my creatures. But he's going to scoop it up here. I mean, game 2. All right. Gideon's pretty good in this matchup. So is so is Colossus shooting things down. I think I want my other Reckless Rage. I think that's going to be great. Do we want Deafening Clarion here? Yeah, I was going to Reckless Rage the land. Defiant Strike doesn't put +1/+1 counters though. Like, and I don't want to trade feather. Like, there's I didn't want to trade feather there. Like, I think I could take 2 damage for the next couple turns. So, do we want Deafening Clarion or not? Like, I kind of want Gideon. I kind of want Deafening Clarion. He doesn't have a lot of enter the battlefield effects, so Tocatli is probably out here. Does he like? Does that turn off like the haste or riot? Does it turn off haste or riot? I don't know. Adanto is probably not the greatest in this matchup. I'm going to take 2 Adantos out for 2 Direfleet Daredevils, just because he might have access to Lava Coil. I'm gonna try to go without Deafening Clarion here and be more aggressive. I did keep a really slow hand that last game. Right as a cast trigger, not to enter the battlefield. Gotcha. I just couldn't remember off of like the wording. I couldn't remember if the wording was proper. Like yeah, you got me. Thanks, Robert. Hmm. I've got to I've got to do the thing. Did I announce the winner? Scott Clark. If you're watching, Scott Clark, you need to contact me on Discord. You won the Teamer Elementals, and tonight after this stream, I will pick the winner from last night. And so contact me, Scott Clark. Your comment on you think that Yark was the best, right? Yark was the coolest new card to play with. We got to mulligan this. Okay, I mean, we have a feather. What do I get rid of? Arcanist? Defiant Strike? I kind of want to draw cards with that, right? Maybe I just get rid of a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Man, that's going to be awful slow, though, isn't it? If I can clean up the entire early game with a Dreadhorde Arcanist and get rid of the Defiant Strike, right? Or do we just say we will get another land? I can't do that. We just get rid of the Defiant Strike. Get rid of a land? You may be right. You may be right. It may have been a land that I was supposed to give up there. But we had all of our colors, and if I gave up the plains, then everything comes in tapped. And then if I gave up one of the colors, then I wouldn't have that color. The 3 lands and the feather were just so perfect, and I still need a 4th land. And I think the Defiant Strike was the right card to give up. Arcanist, survive. Survive, my Arcanist. There's a Spellbreaker. Okay. Okay. We can deal with the Spellbreaker. We can deal with the Spellbreaker later. There it is. All right, we need 1 land. We need a land. All right, so I don't have the mana to deal with. Do we just slam Feather and say, hey, if you haven't been able to deal with the Arcanist, you can't deal with Feather? Oh my goodness. I want to just slam Feather here. And then see if we can just get ahead of him. If he doesn't have removal for Feather right now, then we just win. Pretty sure we just win if he doesn't have removal for Feather. I want to say he would have removed the Dreadhorde Arcanist rather than play Growth Chamber Guardian. Yeah, just activate your Growth Chamber Guardian. Spend that 3 mana just like that. Domri's Ambush. All right. Yeah, I should have. I butchered that. You have a shock too. Just gonna blow me out. Man, I shouldn't have done that. Wanted it, and there was the land. If I would have waited 1 turn and killed his Growth Chamber Guardian or his, I could have killed everything that turn. So we can block again. Now I'm back into this situation. Paradise Druid. Okay. He has another Growth Chamber Guardian anyway. So I think I take 5 here and set up to do a collision or a Colossus block. Yes. Man, I butchered that. I got too hasty and just threw this game away. Can we come out? Can we pull out of this though? All right. So if we Colossus, let's Defiant Strike. More land. All right. Well, this is what we've got. Best of 3, yo. You're right. It is best of 3. Learning from my mistakes so you don't make them at F&M. I hope not. I hope you do play this at F&M. I normally don't recommend people to like get decks, but I think Feather is in a terrific spot right now. I've played a few games with it, and like I said, like I'm going to try to climb the ladder with it this season. Um, oh man, it messes up our entire sequencing. Okay, all right, that's bad. We kill the Gruul Spellbreaker, but it cost us 2 cards to do it. We do get a Scry. Yeah, I want to just move into the next game. Ooh, we do not want another land. Need action. Action. I've almost clicked no blocks. How great would that have been, chat? Alright, Gruul Spellbreaker down. Another Dreadhorde Arcanist. Like, do we just give this one up to be able to kill Growth Chamber Guardian so he doesn't get more value, and then I, like, hope and pray that I can get away with killing the Phoenix later? I think I have to. Like, I could have shot the Phoenix and he wouldn't have blocked, right? And that would have only dealt 1 point of damage to Domri. At least this way I get rid of like maybe 2 more of these because he's already got 1 in the graveyard. Like trying to pull out of this game is being difficult. Like here I have to block the Paradise Druid. Well, I mean I guess if he just fights then it's just over anyway. Yeah, I should get that on board. You're on our Discord now, and thank you and Watsy for everything. So you're okay. If you're on the Discord, I will let me pull that up. That'll take forever. Okay, so what do we need? Like, does Shalai do it? Is Shalai where we want to be instead of the other Adanto Vanguard? She's big enough that we can fight things. What do I want to take out? Maybe a Season of Growth. Yeah, I butchered that last game though. Like we should have won that one. Defiant strike, take out one defiant strike in the season of. Maybe we keep the season of growth and run extra. Yeah, yeah. We just use that as card draw. I am pulling up Discord right now. We will. I'll get you your codes. Oh, Lincoln. He. It's nighttime. It's bedtime. He is not happy. He fights his mommy every night. Man, it's got all the things, but no manas. No manas. Still no manas. Oh my goodness, chat. We're going to five. It's like this. This is how we die. I keep get rid of an ambush. Get rid of two removal spells. It seems great. All right. I mean, this is the combo right here. Like, we can draw everything that we possibly want. If we can hit a green source, like a Temple Garden would be great. Temple Garden would be, oh, yeah, that'd be so nice. Everyone has a bad game now and then. Yeah, yeah. All right. I mean, this is not horrible. Do I repeat the same mistake, or do I wait? I think I can just cast this. All right, so there's the Gruul Spellbreaker. I think that I had the opportunity to play Feather there, and then he plays Gruul Spellbreaker, and yeah. Come on, green source. Green source. There it be. Pay 2 life. Cast Feather. I didn't want to tap out. Cast anything right there, but now we get our Season of Growth going. There's Domri's Ambush. Feather with protection from red. Ooh, do we want another one? We can buy a bunch of time. Hand filled up with two of them though, right? I don't think I have time for a second one right now, and I sure don't have the green sources to cast them both right now. Okay, so he lava coils. Okay, that he's done anyway. We're no longer worried about him. And that's why we went protection from red. All right. Ooh, there's ambush. That'll be handy later. All right, so we're gonna pass. We've got a little bit of a card draw engine going here. No second green source, right? How's the feather deck holding up? Pretty good. We're in match one, game three. I butchered game two, but we still almost come back in that one. We mulliganed to five this game, and we're fighting. The opponent needs more removal, like removal spells that are instant speed. Like this is pretty good here. This Domri's like this giving me a target that I can actually fight is actually terrific. The opponent played into exactly what we're looking for. Um, yeah, that's fine, opponent. I needed something to ambush because we needed to get a +1/+1 counter on Feather, and then from there we can Domri's ambush the following turn. So let's go to blocks. We block, click block, God's willing, protection from. Okay, more land, protection from red. Do we want that other green source? I mean, Domri's ambush is sorcery speed, so I don't guess I need it, but it's not horrible either. And we're going to draw another card next turn, so I think I'll hang on to it. I like. All right, so we'll go our turn. We get our other green source. We go fight. We get to put the +1/+1 counter. Play our green source. Do we draw another card here since he's tapped out? I think so. It's a second, God's willing. Okay. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Not really what we're looking for. I'd rather have like a 10th District Legionnaire. Right, but the Spellbreaker still has 5 toughness, but because he had a 4 toughness creature, we could fight that. And then now we can block all of the Spellbreaker with a God's Willing. I almost just stopped in his upkeep and just cast God's Willing during his upkeep. I mean, this put us out of Lava Coil range, though, which is pretty good. Chandra Awakened Inferno. That's a thing. We'll have to kill her, and we're now on a clock. I think it's a clock we can win, but we're definitely on a clock. I hate it when I bring Sideboard up. Scott, are you over there? What is your name? If you'll tell me in chat here what your name is in Discord, I will send you your packs, sir. Okay, well, we got an emblem. It's just what I've always wanted. I'm doing it anyway, opponent. Doing it anyway. Alright, more green. Protection from red. Dreadhorde. I don't need you right now. Not the droid we're looking for. Alright, so he just passes. Alright, so there's a Gideon, right? That's great. Okay, so now we can kill this, swing at Chandra, gain life. I like it. I like it, chat. Alright, so what are we doing first? We're drawing cards before we play anything else. Alright, so we're going to Domri's Ambush. Fighting Gruul Spellbreaker. Draw us a card. Wasn't the card we're looking for. We get to leave open a God's Willing mana. We'll play Gideon. Get rid of Clifftop. Don't need that land. Oh, I didn't give. Oh no. Punt, punt. I seen the fuse and I got to going too quick. I could have give haste. I could have give vigilance. Could have give lifelink. Could have give a whole bunch of things. I don't think that I'm just dead here, but there was a punt right there. That was a misclick. I shouldn't have clicked OK. I should have clicked the other button. It's okay though, chat. We will survive. Yep. That's not going to do it, though. I'm going to draw another card before the end of his turn here. We're so far ahead right now with our God's willing that it's going to be really hard for our opponent to come back. Like, we have everything set up. Like, I mean, there's some cards that could do it, but right now our opponent just, I don't think he has them. Another season's growth. Direfleet Daredevil. Sure. We needed another Domri's Ambush anyway. Okay, so before I mess this up, chat, we're going to go Feather gets lifelink. Feather fights Rekindling Phoenix. We draw a card. It's not over. It's not over. We've got more to do. Resolves. We scry. Ooh, Domri's Ambush is what we're gonna. No, I want the ambush. Defiant Strike on top. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I may be going too far with this, but we make Feather fight Chandra for more lifelink. And then we swing for more lifelink. We're at 31. Play our land for God's willing. Get our combat tricks back. Get rid of Temple. I'm okay with it. So he gets a Phoenix back, right? Big deal. Like, even Gideon's at 5. Like, yeah, that's all we needed. It's everything. Yep. Like, now we got lethal next turn. Sure. Like, that does nothing. Sure. Does it got reach? Nope, no reach. Um, since we haven't, I can't do the Defiant Strike to draw a card because we need it. There's another God's Willing because we need another of those, right? I don't think it matters because I've got lethal in hand. We'll hit Domri. Defiant, Defiant Strike. This will give the +1. We just swing for 9. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty sweet, right? Here, you can even block that if you want. It's got first strike. Block it. He's not on Discord now, apparently. Um, maybe he is Scotty. Scotimus Prime. Maybe Scotty Scotimus Prime. Yep. Okay. There you go. Scott said he was Scottimus Prime. All right, sir. Thanks for commenting on my video, and I'm glad you liked the content, man. Hey, Sideboard. There we go. Yeah. He's back. I don't know if I used this one or not, chat. So I'm throwing it up again. Claim our prize. Let me give away some prizes real quick. Is there an Ember alert? It's not cool. In Arizona, we'd get these silver alerts. Old people had left. All right, Scott. There you go, sir. I better check it at least. It says check your local media. Am I a bad person for not checking that? Probably. I want somebody to check it for Lincoln. You get those silver alerts in Washington. The first time I'd ever heard of it, I was like, that's horrible and funny that they have silver alerts because that happens. You know, like, do you ever read warnings and go, they wouldn't say that unless someone did it? All right, so we're gonna play first. We don't keep one land hands. Chat. I pitch a land and we pray. I mean, if we hit a creature, we can draw a million cards. I'm keeping it, chat. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. What do we pitch? How many red sources am I gonna need? I'm not gonna need that many green sources, am I? But I need those white sources. Well, I mean, I'll have this one as a double white. All right, I'll pitch this. Let's go double red, double green, double white. Double, double, double. Missing old person. What's a silver alert? It's someone who has hopped in their car and just drove off because like they are all of a sudden not where they think they should be. Dementia is a horrible thing. Like it's going to happen to a lot of us as we get older. It's a very horrible thing. It happened to my mother as she got older, and during the last years we didn't even like she was there, but she wasn't there. So well, Alzheimer's is like the leading type of dementia. Um, I mean, there's a lot of research being done on Alzheimer's and other types of dementia, and I think that one of these days I'll be large enough that we can do like charity streams and stuff. I'm probably going to do my charity towards the whatever foundation is doing research for Alzheimer's. Where I'm from, it's Alzheimer's. Got that Alzheimer's. Um, I Alzheimer's. So anyway, we need a creature. We need a creature. Defiant strike his creature. We won't be able to draw hardly any creatures or hardly anything off of it though. Old timers. That's right. We call it like you'd call it old timers disease because that's what happens. You get old and you ate so much government baloney that the sodium nitrate in it just rotted your brain. Like, do I just draw a card? I don't think so. But man, if I hit a Legionnaire, we are rocking and rolling. There's a Risen Reef. Like, if we're gonna do anything, now's the time. I mean, we have our mana. We can definitely do some sick stuff if we. Oh, Feather would be so good right now, right? That ain't it. That ain't it. I mean, we're not just dead though. Your dad had early stages of dementia. Is that really bad? Personally, you think dementia and Alzheimer's are worse than cancer? Your personal opinion. Not trying to disrespect anyone. Or understood. I don't think anybody thought you were trying to disrespect anyone there. I a lot of people feel that it'd be a horrible thing. Like it'd be worse than death to be here, but to no longer be here. And I think I can agree with that. Like that's a scary thought. I think I have to draw a card here, or otherwise we're gonna fall so far behind. But if I hit a creature, I guess if I hit a creature, I'm casting Domri's Ambush anyway. Like to get rid of the Risen Reef. Like pretty much anything can kill the Risen Reef at our given state. We take 3, we go to 16. He's not gonna swing with the Risen Reef. Sure. Come on, Feather Top Deck. I'm debating, chat. Do we cast this just to draw a card? Like, are we that desperate? I think I am. All right, it's a land. Another land. Okay, okay. It's okay. Every time I keep a hand that's got a bunch of land in it, we just flood out. I guess that's a decent thing that just happened. Yeah. Do I? I think it's better, James. I think it's better. Even when you just play it by itself, you're drawing a card or you're ramping, and Rogue Refiner never gave you that option. And what would you rather do with a land? Like, okay, I sure there's probably a deck out there that would do something else with a land that's probably better than just putting it onto the battlefield. But if you were going to draw a land, wouldn't you rather just make an extra land drop? Most of the time, yeah. So Rogue Refiner didn't even do that. Uh, right. Nope. Yep. All right. What are we fighting? We got to fight the Risen Reef, right? And then we draw God's Willing plus whatever's below it. Okay. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We got a game. We got a game. I hope we got a game. So he sacks something. And that puts this on the stack, right? I have to go protection from black here. Oh, I didn't need that land, did I? I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you're gonna swing into Feather. She'll still block. She ain't scared. All right, so this is pretty good spot for us to make our comeback. I mean, if we wanted a Defiant Strike, it'd be another creature that we could throw down for next turn. Start allowing us to spread out our Domri's ambushes. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll scry it to the top again. Um, Here I just like what does Cavalier do when it dies? Return target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just going to fight one of these elementals. resolve that. I guess we just play land, draw some more cards. Like here, I'm literally just drawing cards and getting some triggers off 10th District Legionnaire. No, we don't want the land. There's another copy of Feather. All right, so he knows where we're going with this. He knows where we're going with this. Aether? What? The new blossoming defense? What are you talking about? You love Teamer Energy. It always had. You talking about the one that just went and fetched a land, the 1 mana green spell? All right. So what do we do here versus this thing? I think I want the other Reckless Rage. Like, do I end up just bringing those in, and then he does have some enter the battlefield triggers, a bunch of them. So this is where we want to Cotley. I don't think I'm actually wanting to like Adonto Vanguard beat versus this dude. I think I want Gideon. Actually, probably want Deafening Clarion, don't I? Yeah, I think we want Deafening Clarion. Just clear the board from under him and just take out a Defiant Strike. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. Like we might have some argument to bring in Darfleet Daredevil, but yeah. Hey, no problem, Scott. Thank Wizards of the Coast. They sponsored us. They gave me packs to give to you guys, and I like no lie, I have felt happier than a kid in a candy store making it rain. Like it's been great. Like I'm happy to have something to just give to all you guys who watch me on a regular basis anyway. So um, yeah, other than just my time, right? I know a lot of you guys respect that. That's time is important. Time is important, opponent. Pick whether you're going first. You know you're clicking yes. He's on the play. No, he's not on the play. He's going to play first. You know he's going to play first. Your opponent goes first. What do you know? We need a white source, but we need a couple white sources. But Reckless Rage is pretty good. Domri's Ambush is pretty good. Defiant Strike. All of these are really good. Um, I think I keep this hand and just hope that we get into another white source. We need three white sources for the deck to operate properly by the time we get to turn 4. So, which means we need to top deck white source, right? To be able to play Feather and be able to do stuff with it. Another ambush. Yeah, I like hands that have multiple creatures in them, which is sometimes slim in these decks. We are kind of wanting our opponent to like jump ahead a little bit, but like there is a chance that we can just cast Feather next turn. I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw a card here. I need these white sources of mana. I mean that's better than nothing, and we're getting much closer. Like I can't even cast Feather at the given moment, so we'll keep a Defiant Strike. We'll keep a God's Willing, and the best we could do right now is if we do top deck a white source, we can play a Feather and keep up a Reckless Rage. I think. I mean, this card's exiled, so it's gone for good. I think I can get away with exiling a Domri's Ambush. Neo form. Okay. So he's going to Neo form away his 2-drop to go get, I assume, a Risen Reef, right? What would you get if you had a Risen Reef on the battlefield? Another Risen Reef? You can always bring back money, and you can't bring back time, right? That is true. Time. That was something when we were in the factories and stuff like that. As a plant manager, we were always worried about time. A lot of things we couldn't do, and but you never could get back time. So um, when you're looking at how much money a factory makes in the course of a year or something, one of the biggest factors is how many hours of that year was that factory running, and if you need to increase profits, you need to make sure that you can keep it running 24 hours a day. But in order to do that, you got to make sure someone is buying your goods 24 hours a day. I will take that. Let's do that right now, just for Pete's sake. We'll click them both. Whose sake? Pete's sake. Yeah. Time's a human construct. God of my mind, be woke, my children. uh, Quote Jim Carrey. No, I don't know. Just need to be faster than light, or a flux capacitor. There you go. We all need a flux capacitor. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've got nothing else I can do. I mean, we're not dead though. I mean, he's getting online to where he's going to be able to do something stupid and broken, but we're not dead. And we do start like top decking some stuff. That's going to be great. Okay. I mean, yeah, he's still doing things. Every one of these says draw a card. This says draw two cards, or ramp a card. Like this is so much better than Rogue Refiner ever was, and Rogue Refiner got banned, ladies and gentlemen. Like that, along with a tune with the Aether, a tune, yeah, a tune, a tune. All right, that with a tune. Just giving energy. Like this is pretty broken. And it does this thing by itself. Oh look, this will now enter the battlefield and draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on something. I think I do draw a card. Like I don't want to give up my Defiant Strike, but I think I'm there. I think I am there. I'm I'm just drawing. We're just gonna go ahead and do it now. Okay, that's a start. It's a start. I assume he still has some type of removal pieces, like that black elemental. We're getting closer. Should have played the tap one. Should have played the tapped one. It's okay, chat. It's okay. Oh no. Alright, I guess we're going to Reckless Rage them to death. I think that's the plan. What's the first thing we got to get? Do we get the Risen Reef and then block something else and then. I guess. Man, I hope he doesn't have a counter spell. Alright, so we kill the Risen Reef. Okay. Oh no. I have I have to have the Reckless Rage. If I plan on surviving this, we have to have Reckless Rage. Alright, 10th District. That's not bad. What can we do with 10th District? And he's got haste. We can stop some discard here. Okay, a second feather. What does that mean for us? I don't think I want the second feather. Maybe I do. I do want that as discard fodder, though. We want to shoot this. And this. Man, we need to draw more removal now. Negate. Okay. Well, it doesn't stop the trigger we get. Do I want that? I guess not. Maybe I should have gotten rid of it before. All right. That's one way to do things. Get some more scries. That's going to be pretty good with feather. And then, I mean, we can trade this one or we can use it to block. Discard this. Yeah, I think that's okay. So he blocks. We discard 10th District Legionnaire. We draw Dreadhorde Arcanist. Play Dreadhorde Arcanist. Play Feather. We'll see. He is going to get a bunch of cards. Pun, pun, pun. What? I probably made a punt there. There's probably a huge punt there. Oh no. Oh no, opponent. Yeah, we're dead long before we get an opportunity here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that ended up bad. Okay. So I definitely want to keep Tecatli. Dreadhorde Arcanist is fine. Maybe I maybe I just had bad draws there. Like I don't want to change much. We want Shalai to have another thing in the air. Do we even need Collision Colossus? Well, bring in one Shalai. Madness made a pun. Oh, is he being punny? Pun, not a punt. Alright, alright. You just entertain yourselves there, chat. I'm trying to figure out the lines in this ridiculous feather deck. The deck's a lot of fun though. I am enjoying it. Packs, packs, and more packs. Keeping it, chat. I'm keeping it. I know it's 4 lands, but it's the things are here. We got the white sources this time. It's a painful mana base, but they're there. They are there. Just be aggressive until they play something. Maybe. Ugh. You want all of mine? Or you want all of yours? Nice. Oh, that's right. You don't have to pull for those anymore. So we get to pick which turn we want to come in untap now. Do I just slam Feather on 3 and just say I doubt he has a way to answer it? If he answers it, I'm just screwed. But we don't really have a way to protect it anyway. And I don't have a way to fight anything if he plays anything. So this is our only hope. Feather 1 Kenobi right here. You're our only hope. Falcon 1, this is Fox 5. Turn 3 Feather. It's too strong. Just too strong. Just play feather on 3. Pass turn. If they can't answer it, it's over. He doesn't even know that we had no way of protecting it. We had no way of doing anything else. It's just he just scooped. Screw you and your turn 3 feather, man. Playing guessing games tonight? Apparently. Ooh, look, another wilderness reclamation. All right, let's play another. Let's play another. So far, undefeated with feather. Yeah, good times. Red Leyline was your pre-release rare. Aw, you got screwed. There's a giggity there. Um, they can't answer it. They're just dead. I'm keeping this. I have been wanting a turn 2. Oh, ooh. Like, do we actually play Season of Growth on turn 2? If a land and we can play this and Defiant Strike on turn 3. There's elves. All right, so probably not. There is the land. Ooh. All right, so I'm playing Season of Growth. Oh, there's God willing. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna play Season of Growth, and we're gonna try to come in a little bit late. If nothing else, like it'll give us. He may Omnath or something here, and if he does, that's fine. Like the card advantage is just unreal. Getting in there. Yeah, you are. All right, so we scry. We'll take another land, right? And it's a white source. Pay 2 life. Reckless Rage. I mean, if he's got a shock, we're in trouble. Yeah, we'll take the land. And we can't attack because the Healer of the Glade would be happy to trade with us there. Now you can just Omnath kill us. Or kill our 10th. Yep, there it is. There even be. At least we're not taking a ton of damage this turn. And now we can play Feather with backup. And another Reckless Rage. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. Alright, well, I mean, we're not in a horrible position right now. Glad I'm doing some more best of 3. I think best of 3 is a good format. I think it's nice. Alright, so depends on how he swings, but I might pick something else off if he decides he's swinging with Omnath and other things. Protection from blue. Another feather? I don't think I need another feather. I have protection from blue, dude. I'll block your Omnath. Omnath blue. Nice. Yeah, that's how that works, opponent. That is how that works. And this is how this works. Yeah. I want to kill something else next turn. So I want to leave up my red source. I'm going to pay for this too. We're going to Defiant Strike here. Collision Colossus. That's just Do I just wait one more turn to stop damage? I don't even think I have to at this point, right? Like, cause we can win this race, and this will take him down to 15, and then we can hit in multiples of 7 with Collision Colossus. What are we getting rid of? A Defiant Strike? Could have got rid of an Adanto Vanguard. That's fine. Yeah, that's it's totally a-okay. We'll let him get into combat before we do it. This way, if he makes mana off of it, he doesn't just get thrown back into his main. Like, does our opponent realize what's happened yet? Does he have any clue? You think? Anybody? No? I didn't think so. What can we do here? Just go to our turn, draw a card. All right, another red source. That's great. I'll go ahead and play that because that's the land that we'd want to see this turn. Another God's Willing. Do we need a backup? Sure. Right? Like, we've got pretty much everything now. So I'm going to Reckless Rage this thing. We'll get that God's Willing. I don't see us losing from here. We need to keep open that red source, so we're not going to be doing the huge swing. Um, maybe I do. Maybe I just kill Nissa now, or do we just not worry about it? Yeah, I'm okay. He can have Nissa here. Nissa's nothing. He thinks he has an out, right? Ooh, I don't want that. I've got one in hand already. I would actually like to find like a second Reckless Rage. Protection from green. I don't need another God's Willing because we're going to get that one back. That was a nice block, but like by throwing throwing the tenth or throwing the elf in front of the 10th District Legionnaire. Like, we can get rid of a land and Danto. This is why I picked this deck for my climbing deck this season. Like, this deck is so good. Um, Feather's in a really broken spot, and part of that is Domri's Ambush along with Collision Colossus. Like, that's huge. The fact that you have God's Willing again, great. All right, so he's gonna gain some life. That's all okay. So this is actually really good because, like, if we want a God's Willing, um, I'm gonna just shoot this. Yeah, this is good. Oh, that's perfect. Domri's Ambush. So now we ambush the Hydroid Crassus next turn. Our opponent scoops in response to our ambush. You made it! Welcome, Skylar. Skylar, since you're here, sir, you now have a chance. Did you make it, and did you have your arena up in time to pull that pack code? Did you? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. We'll see. Lana War Elf. Okay. Yeah. I gonna God's willing here. We're just gonna make this dude huge. Make him big. Yeah, we'll take a land. That's fine. This way we at least hit our land drop next turn. Oh, yeah. So now we just like shoot everything down. Right. Like it's. Let's see here. Let's make our land drop. We know that we want to Domry's ambush this dude versus that dude. Right? So 10th District Legionnaire, which is a 6/6, takes on their 6/6 Hydroid Colossus. And then to top it all off, we're like, you know what? I am getting a little bit tired of that Nissa. She is starting to get on my nerves a little bit. So we're going to deal with that. We gave the opponent a chance to scoop. There was a chance. He could have got out of this. But no, no. Didn't want to do it. So we'll let him block. Chump block. We're going to give it a little bit more of a little more umph there. Yeah, we need some more card draw, right? Let's take a little more card draw. Yeah, that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. Let's see. What do we want to get rid of? We don't need a land. We don't need a Danto's Vanguard. I I don't think I'm getting around to this Dreadhorde Arcanist. Maybe we don't want the card draw, right? Which means we don't need a Defiant Strike. I guess Defiant Strike I actually do want. Where did it go? There it is. Maybe we can get rid of a Domry's Ambush and the other Dreadhorde, right? Just discard all of this stuff. We don't need that. Yes, I am really enjoying this deck. I've enjoyed this deck all the games we've played. Like, even when I'm like, all the games were close. Horrible games I made punts with. They were close, but this deck just puts on a stomping. This deck just puts on a stomping. It's ridiculous. GG opponent. GG. This deck seems pretty good, right? Yeah, I think so. The opponent might have an answer for us, but all right. So he's elementals. So we're doing this thing again, right? Um. All right. So we're taking out Defiant Strike and Danto Vanguard. So maybe I don't want a Danto Vanguard in this deck, and then we'll bring in a Shalai just to give me a little bit more air. If you get a feather into a God's Willing and you play your feather on turn 4, you're in such a nasty spot because at that point, like, you can close the game out fast, right? But your opponent has to ask themselves a question like, how many removal spells do they have? And if they fire off their first removal spell and you have, that God's Willing, you cast God's Willing, they have to now top deck a second removal spell in order to remove your feather. If they don't have a second removal spell, then they can't fire the first one off anyway. Even if they wait till their turn and try to fire off the removal spell, you still have that God's Willing. So, like, they have to have double removal spell to remove feather if you play it on turn 4 with 4 mana. You need 3 white mana, and that's like the big problem for the deck is having 3 white mana on 4. But having a feather and a God's Willing has been pretty sweet. You've been on the losing end of a few feather matches, but you think your win rate is actually pretty good against the deck. You see the power of it though, or the power in it. Yeah, it almost becomes a sure thing, right? Look at this. We're climbing now, ladies and gentlemen. We're climbing now. Finally. Ooh, look, packs. I like packs. You guys like packs? Let's open packs. Let's open packs. Let's give away some packs, right? Pack packs gone. There we go. What do we get? Anticipate. It's a playable card. Shows up from time to time. White Cavalier. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to one target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 colorless golem. It's an artifact creature. And when it dies, return target artifact or enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. That should instantly like put the or artifact or enchantment on the battlefield. Like that would be cool. Like I'd be casting this and just sacking it to like cheat some huge thing into play. It's probably why we can't do it, right? Yeah. Trolls like me wanting to meme people to death. Probably. What about Arclight? Arclight's in a pretty good spot right now. Like I definitely think Arclight Phoenix is in a good spot. So all right, so let's play some more Feather. Play one more game before we call it a night. The deck moves through games fairly quick, which is another reason that like I wanted a deck that was going to give me playability. I wanted to be playable. I wanted to be viable. I needed to be competitive if I want to grind out Mythic, right? I I also wanted a deck that wasn't just going to be red deck where I'm like, okay, I'm either going to hit this or I'm dead. I'll keep this. Um, so I wanted a deck that was fairly aggressive, which we have those lines, but I wanted a deck that had you know game into the late game if we had to go there because I know there's some decks out there that will push you into the late game. So Temple of Mystery, you got a Temple of Mystery? Congratulations. So you grabbed the M20 pack. All right, so we're we're on a start here. We're gonna drop in a Danto Vanguard and go from there. We can play Feather on 3 if we want to, and might against a blue deck. Ooh, there's a Stomping Grounds. Let's just get this Vanguard out and see what happens. Spectral Sailor. Okay, I wonder if this is the Simic Flash deck. YouTube stopped crack. Scott Clark says I got to crack my vault on his free packs. He won the random drawing, um, and YouTube stopped crack. We crack packs here, man. That you crack packs. Come on, YouTube. No, know the channel. YouTube does these things where they're like, "Do you think YouTube knows your channel and your community?" No, no, I do not. Not at all. Curious Obsession. Think he's got a dive down? I mean, this thing doesn't have a way to like get through. See, that works. I'll pay the 2 life. I'll even pay 4 here if he wants to block. Like if he wants to flash in another Spectral Sailor and block, then that's fine. I wonder if he can make this big enough to. Maybe he's got to unsummon and he just bounces my feather back. That'd be a nightmare, right? Like you need to swing if you want to keep that Curious Obsession, bro. Ooh, Fairy Miscreant. Oh, that'd be a thing, right? I've got to risk the feather here. If you you could have just not swung and lost the. Okay, okay, okay. Um, I think Reckless Rage is going to be great. Shalai's probably pretty good. Our opponent's already scooped up. He just don't want to play against Feather. You run Fairy Miscreant and your Azorius Flyers. Yeah, the card's not bad and can allow your Flyers to survive some attacks they normally wouldn't. So yeah, like I don't see why you wouldn't want to run it. It's very castable. We'll play one more, chat. We'll play one more. I do want to remind everyone that is new to the channel, if you haven't liked, comment, and subscribe yet, that's what you need to do if you want to get a chance at winning 5 packs of M20 and 5 packs of War of the Spark. Wizards of the Coast has sponsored the stream for the week out for our arena content, and part of that sponsorship, they gave us a lot of packs to give away, so that's your chance to get it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in this video to get your chance to win those packs. All right. Sure. It's it's an Adanto draw, right? Um, well, she didn't polish it, but I accidentally did. I'm gonna actually play Tecatli Honor Guard here. It might not be the right call, but it might be. It's probably not, but like if he's got, I don't know, Tecatli blocks, and Tecatli means that I don't have to take 4 life when I Reckless Rage next turn. So yeah, I hope I get a land here. That is a land that allows me to do some stuff. So I'm gonna pay the 2 life again. We're gonna Season of Growth, and I'm gonna pass. I can do this on his turn. It's fine. I can do this on his turn, and it'll be okay. Um, like we can hit him for 8 right here. We lose the Tecatli, or we hit him for 8, right? Like this is probably not the deck where we want Tecatli Honor Guard unless he's got, I don't know. We'll go for it. All right, so now we draw a card, and then if he wants to keep Adanto alive, he's going to have to pay 4 more life. He did it. He paid 4 more. And we still draw a card. Oh man, if we had another land available. That's okay. See, that's pretty decent. Because this, we can use God's Willing. What do we have on top? Defiant Strike. That draws a couple cards. I'll take a Defiant Strike off the top. Because when we God's Willing, we'll be able to scry as well. And then we can actually swing back in. I do have to worry about calling protection from red here. Alright, so we're going to take a little bit of damage. So we get to draw a card. Oh, he's like, nice. Yes, this is very nice. And then we'll scry. Alright, we'll go protection from red. Do we want another? I don't think so. Can't block the Adanto. He just passed. He didn't even swing with the Adanto. He didn't even swing. Um, I'm going to pay the 2 life here. And we're gonna swing, and I'm gonna get back Reckless Rage. Man, I probably shouldn't have done that, should I? I guess we do. We'll try to hit him for 4, and then if he wants to just, yeah, that'll be fine. Because I can always Colossus, right, and save the whole thing, and then we just take everything out, and we hit him for a bunch. Yeah, this works fine. This works perfectly fine. Ooh. Another Tecatli Honor Guard. Alright, so he has a flyer. We get to go. Let's go Honor Guard here. Honor Guard's a better blocker, and it's a card that I'm more willing to just give up. So next turn we go Feather, swing, give God's Willing, like just pump this. Like he has to deal with the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Rares are the toughest wild cards to earn because of the lands. You're right, like because you need to spend so much on lands. Like every deck needs. Well, heck, if you're playing a 3-color deck, you need what 18, 18 or more split lands. Oh yeah, we want this. Oh, I did it wrong. Chat. I got so excited. I was so excited. I just couldn't hide it. Oh, well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. I will go get my land, my 1 land. Okay. I mean, Settle the Wreckage is pretty decent. I wasn't expecting a settle there. Do you think he has a way to deal with Feather? Let's play the Feather. I think if we play Feather here, we threaten to just kill him next turn. I mean, at least we're putting lethal on the battlefield, right? Got people posting decks over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit. Alright, so we got 13 life to play with. Got an Adanto Vanguard I don't really care about. I'd probably stick him under the bus. He can no longer swing with this Adanto because we block. He can't pay the 4 life, otherwise he dies. So damage would have to happen. History of Naya, okay, whatever. That doesn't bother me. If it's not a kill spell for Feather, then we just win. You have a Reckless Rage, dude. You're gonna need it. Yeah, it's game. That's game. May as well post your sub stuff too. Game two. Game dose. All right, so one, two. We'll get rid of Adanto Vanguard. He's probably pretty weak in this matchup. I do want Direfleet Daredevil in this matchup. My other Reckless Rage feels good. And then Deafening Clarion, definitely for sure. So what do we want to take out? Like peel back on maybe a Dreadhorde Arcanist? Maybe not. Maybe I want more creatures? Peel back a Collision? Maybe even a Season Growth? I don't really have to, do I? Do we want the lifelink from Gideon? Like, what would we take out for Gideon? Like, Takali Honor Guard's not that great. Let's bring in two Gideons, and we'll leave an extra. You know what? I'll bring in a Shalai. She's big enough. She blocks pretty much. Like the four toughness, being able to block a Danto Vanguard sounds really good to me. So. No sub decks this week. No, we didn't do any sub decks this week, but this Sunday I'll still, or sorry, next Monday I will still be doing, subscriber decks. So if you post them this week, then we'll play them then. If I have the cards for them, like basically if you build an Elementals deck, I probably have it. And if it gets picked, I can play that on Arena. Like for one of the cards, the decks that I have cards for, I'll play on Arena. The other ones will play on Magic Online. Um, this is definitely keepable. Like this could be a super fast hand, but then again he's red, so he could easily have an answer for 10th District Legionnaire. If he doesn't, I probably just outrun him. So we just turn to 10th District Legionnaire and go from there. Vincent, what's up? How's the deck doing? Just stopped by. It's running like a charm. It's surviving through my punts, Vincent. It's doing all kinds of good things, man. I've actually haven't don't think that I've done a ton of punts tonight, not compared to usual, right? The deck fits my playstyle a lot. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so then I say that and then I punt by playing the wrong land. So there you go, Vincent. I'm here for you, buddy. Now, if he just kills this right now, then I'm in trouble. That does not just kill it. So we're in a pretty decent spot here. Um, how do we want to go about this? Definitely want to make it bigger. Do we want that green source? Not necessarily. See, that's pretty good, right? So he builds everything up, and then next turn we just like knock him down. I think that we can. It's instant speed. I can do it later. This is big enough to attack a goblin. I wasn't expecting him to have a card like Goblin Instigator in his deck. Like it just wasn't something I was expecting to see. Like, the reason I held off a Defiant Strike is because we could still protect our 10th District Legionnaire. Um, like I could God's Willing it, but I'm actually trying to save the God's Willing, and I would rather use Colossus as a protection spell, even though it's a good way to actually get in for a ton of damage. Um, ooh, Direfleet Daredevil. How does how does that pair up here? I don't. He's gonna scoop. He's gonna scoop. It's over. It's over. They just can't beat the feather decks, right? Going through your entire collection to try to get some bulk to sell. I hate trying to like sell bulk. I never liked selling my magic cards because like it was you'll go through a box of them like what you're doing right now and you'll you'll just have memories. Like you'll pick up a stack of cards and you'll get to thumbing through it and you'll be like, this is the remains of my old deck, like whatever that deck was, and you'll just see it and it'll be great. One more game. Okay, okay. One more, one more. Val's gonna be like, look, if you don't, no, she's normally pretty cool. I have a great wife. She's pretty good. I hope she's listening. uh, no, I mean that, guys. So if we win one more, we went up 2 ranks tonight. Like I said, Feather's a pretty good deck. It's pretty good, guys. It is definitely like I recommended mono blue and I preached mono blue while it was good. I didn't actually pick a deck for last season because I felt like the best deck was mono red, which sucks. I am just not, like, okay, mono red's a good deck. People who play mono red are great. I personally don't like the strategy. I I know it goes right there with my tempo strategy of sometimes burning the face, sometimes burning the creatures, like, but it's just not how I want to play Magic, and unfortunately, neither is this hand. I need a bunch of white sources. We don't need that stomping ground. White sources, let's go. Uh oh, that's a swamp. That's a Knight of the Ebon Legion. Um, Adonto may not be where I want to be, right? Like, if there's more control decks, I do want Adonto. Cast Chalice on one. Cast Chalice on one. Um, do we? I'm gonna get the Season of Growth now. Like our only hope is to be able to just kind of like peel out of this and get white sources. Brutal. Yes, we will take that. And then we'll pass the turn. Midnight Reaper. So that means he does swing here. They'll pay 4 life to get rid of a Gutter Bones, and then take so we take 6 life this turn to kill Gutter Bones. Sure. Right? Like, why not? That's why not, though, right? Yes, we want that. We want that land. So, where are we at here? Cast down? I've lost, haven't I? We've lost. We've lost, chat. Guess there's game 2 and 3. And he gets another +1/+1 counter either way. Yeah. We'll go to the next game. It's. I kind of feel shameful I didn't think about that interaction because I mentioned, we take 6 life, and Knight of the Ebon Legion says, yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right, so we're going to bring in removal. Direfleet Daredevil's good at stopping the Knight. Like, he has to pump it. We can get back his cast downs, things like that. I'm going to take out Tocatli. Adonto Vanguard's gone for sure. Maybe roll like that. Maybe I want all the Tocatlis out and bring in a Gideon. Maybe take out a Collision Colossus, bring in another Gideon. I want to leave in a couple Collision Colossus because I'm not 100% sure if he's running any demons or not, right? Midnight Rapper? Raper? Something? Yeah. Reaper. He definitely he does the dirty at midnight. That's when it happens. The dirty gets done. Giggity. Yeah. I want to have a Rudy meme so bad. A Rudy giggity meme. We'll have to mulligan this. I mean, it's a good start. It's the same hand. Joanne, we can get rid of a plains and then play a temple. Should play packs for punts. Give away a pack for every punt. Hey, not 100% against where you're going with that. I mean, if I play Stomping Ground now, we can swing with Dreadhorde Arcanist next turn if he doesn't kill it. I think you're supposed to play the Arcanist on 2 every time. Like, just do it. You suddenly feel like you see me dressed as Luigi around Halloween time. Why on earth would I be dressed as Luigi? It's me, Luigi. No, it's supposed to be Mario, right? All right. More like Timon and Pumbaa. All right, I've got to draw a card. I have to draw a card. That's a card. That's a live draw. That land was actually a live draw. Like the way Reckless Rage works with 10th District. Oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll take another. Like this may just be big enough to get ahead of him, or at least force some action out of our opponent. Right? Like he needs to answer a 3/3 that has the opportunity to grow. Most of anything that he could play right now, we could fight because we'd have 5 power and toughness. Oh, Noxious Grasp, destroy target creature. Whatever. Fine opponent. Is there some argument that against this deck I should be worried about discard mechanics and like save that extra land? Maybe. Okay. We don't have enough lands to do everything. We can lightning strike. I mean, I can just ambush and kill that, right? I guess I've got to grow. We'll just lightning strike him. Like maybe there's a better argument in there where we go um, no, that doesn't work either. Maybe I am supposed to just Domri's ambush and fight it. That feels like a better fight. Yeah, the priest feels like a good fight here. Yes. Yes to all of this. No way he blocks this with the 4/4. We don't get that lucky. Maybe, maybe not. Yimkin la. Cast down. Screw you, opponent. I was happy with my line of play. I thought I had done the things. Now I'm just gonna have a God's willing. Whatever. Another spawn of mayhem. Yep. It's Bandy Moore. She's doing work. Doing work. Yep. It's happening. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Phoenix got beat down by the red black deck. It just had enough removal. It had removal at all turns of the game, early game, mid game. Yeah, back down. Oh no. Either way, that's gonna do it for our show tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed the deck. I think the deck is in a great spot to move, forward. Um, there's a couple spots in the deck that are definitely negotiable. So, like, if you don't like the Kakatli Honor Guards and you don't think that you're running into enough things, you can move it into the sideboard. Adanto's Vanguard might actually become one of the knights for me. The White Knight sounds really good right now. The first strike, especially when we have the ability to pump and things like that, doesn't seem too bad. I do like Adanto's Vanguard's ability to turn into an indestructible creature, which allows us to fight or to reckless rage it against other creatures, which is pretty good. So maybe Adanto does stick around, and maybe I'm just seeing some bad runs of it. But again, if you want to move the Tocatli Honor Guards to the sideboard, you can. I think it's a really good defendable creature right now. And as you guys seen, the only thing you actually have to do is defend long enough to be able to get Feather the Redeemed onto the battlefield. And once you've done that, you can pretty much take over the game, assuming that you have the right tools necessary to do it, like a God's Willing and such. So the deck is really, really sweet. There are quite a few rare cards in the deck, whether it's the Dreadhorde Arcanist, the Feather. Um, the lands themselves, there's a lot of lands in the deck that make it a little bit hard to pick up. Tocatli Honor Guard is even a rare, heaven forbid. And then you do get a lot of commons and uncommons in the spells and such. But there are also some rares that you need to pick up. But mainly the mana base, Tocatli Honor Guard, Dreadhorde Arcanist, and Feather. As far as the sideboard goes, you definitely want to at least have some access to Deafening Clarions. We didn't bring them in here, but Krinko is really big, and I like every time I run into some control decks and things, Krinko seems to be pretty good. So Gideon Blackblade, it's a good, it's a decent spot to burn your mythics. A lot of us, have more mythics than we have rare cards, of course. So Gideon Blackblade's a decent place to burn your mythic cards. And then, Shalai does seem like it's a decent blocker in the air. But Night of Autumn, I never really had a reason for Night of Autumn, so maybe we do see Night of Autumn turn into just another way to make ourselves hexproof, like Leyline of Sanctity or something. But if I did bring that in, I think I would want to go with 3 copies of Leyline of Sanctity. The other Reckless Rage, maybe we want 3 in the main board right now. I kind of peeled back on some of those, so like if you wanted to make some quick swaps, you could start taking the Tocatli Honor Guards out and bring in like the extra Reckless Rage. If I took out any more creatures, though, I think I would be looking for some more creatures to put into the main board. One of the biggest problems with the Feather deck that you're going to run into is those hands where you just don't have creatures, and we did see that happen a little bit tonight as well. The deck does have enough creatures that it normally will supply you with one, and it has a ton of draw thanks to the new season of growth. But if you don't have a creature, most of the deck doesn't work. So you really need to be able to get a creature. You need to be able to get that creature online and be able to protect it. Once that happens, you can pretty much run away with the game, and it's a really fun deck to play multiple games with. And that's something that a lot of people are going to put stock into. Am I just playing the same grind over and over? And that can get really boring. At least with Feather, you are going to have a lot of different interactive games, and I think that's really important when picking a deck right now. So, okay, That's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about the feather deck. Leave that comment so that you can get a chance to win, 10 packs of cards, 5 M20 and 5 of War of the Spark. So, thank you everyone that showed up tonight. Thank you everyone that is watching on YouTube, watching the replays. I'm Eric. I had a lot of fun. Hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time.